Bayajura, Bayajura, Bayajura. It's real. I can't believe it. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is still my favorite Elder Scrolls game. Like, I know Skyrim is technically like a better built game. It's less janky and it's got more modernizations, but Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was when I was first introduced to the series, and I just have really fond memories of it. And it's just, I don't know, for me, it's the one that kind of made me fall in love with the series. So it holds a special place in my heart. And something that I have always been wishing for a long time now is for them to kind of remake it or modernize it and polish out all the jank and release something that is Oblivion, but with modern antics, modern graphics, modern gameplay, so on and so forth. And it seems as though we're going to get something along those lines very soon, as leaked by the developer of the Oblivion remake, or, they call it Oblivion Remastered, Virtuous Games. Somebody noticed that the official website of Virtuous Games had accidentally uploaded images. They just found this one website where Oblivion remake or remastered images were just kind of up there, seemingly by accident, as that has since been taken down, but not before the internet managed to extract all of the screenshots. And you can see right here, this Reddit thread highlights a few of those screenshots alongside this kind of archive of images that were not supposed to make their way online until the launch date of this game, which we may very well have. But it is real. And what's crazy is that this is launching sooner than you think. According to Jeff Grubb, who went on the Giant Bomb podcast here to talk about news and whatnot, he stated straight up that Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, a remastered, will shadow drop roughly around the week of the 21st. We'll see soon whether that's true or not, but given how much information is leaked about Oblivion Remastered, I would not be shocked if these rumors turn out to be true. The rumors has been that the Xbox and Microsoft are planning to just kind of surprise drop this as, essentially like a treat. Something that, will hopefully garner a lot of attention. I mean, the leaks alone are already garnering tons of attention. Tons of people recall Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion as one of their favorite games. And so what do we know about the Oblivion Remastered based on recent leaks? Well, Legacy Kill HD here kind of has a summary of things alongside numerous leaked images. So it is going to be called Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, though that almost seems like a misnomer given how much the graphics have improved. I don't know if it ultimately still plays like Oblivion, but the graphics just look that much better, or if there are, enhancements to the gameplay to modernize aspects to make it more in line with like Skyrim. So, for example, when you have conversations with NPCs, time doesn't just freeze and, the camera zoom happens. Is that going to be seamless now? How much of the game has been upgraded? Well, there are some elements that are changing, as detailed here by Legacy Kill HD's tweets. Blocking inspired by Souls-like games will be implemented into this remaster. The sneak icons are now highlighted. Stamina system has been modified. The HUD has been changed. Hit reactions have been added. And archery has been overhauled. So, at the very least, it'll be a heavily modded version of Oblivion. But I wonder if the bones are ultimately exactly Oblivion, or if the bones themselves have been reconfigured and kind of modernized with this new, whatever engine they're using for this right here. I imagine they're using the same engine that they've used for, the creation engine, essentially. But yeah, looking at these screenshots, you can see that this looks really good. For a quote-unquote remaster, I mean, to me, this feels more in line with like Demon Souls Remake, where it's essentially the same game, but the graphics are just it is night and day. These are modern day graphics right here. As we keep scrolling through the different screenshots, you can see just the lighting, the models for characters and objects, the texture, so on and so forth. This just looks like it could be a modern day game. And then right here we have comparison screenshots that Virtuos themselves posted on the website, seemingly. And you can see that this really highlights the stark contrast here. Basically, we're looking at graphics that we imagined Oblivion to look like in our heads during that time, because at that time, those were like, top tier graphics. And seeing them now like this just makes you realize how far graphics have come. I guess another remake that this reminds me of is Metal Gear Solid Delta, the remake to Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, where, I mean, it is like a one-to-one recreation in a lot of respects, but the modernizations and graphics and whatnot, that is all retained. I imagine it's going to be more in line with like a Metal Gear Solid Delta kind of a remake, this Oblivion remastered. But yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about revisiting Oblivion in so many years, and seeing these screenshots, like I'm actually getting a little like emotional from the nostalgia and just what an incredible time I had playing Oblivion. And oh, look at this cover. This is pretty epic stuff right here. Right here we have like this small screenshot highlighting some of the goodies you'll get with the Oblivion remaster. Something worth noting right here that's really funny is that horse armor will return as DLC, which I'm sure is like this cheeky nod to that. It's both really funny, but also this is the thing that kind of kickstarted the microtransactions movement, if you will. So it's both hilarious, but also a bit of a sore spot is the way I look at it. But, there are worse things than horse armor now, I guess. The goalpost has been moved so much that people won't bat an eye at this anymore. And most people find it, kind of funny. It kind of is funny. It is kind of cheeky. But yeah, you can see right here some of the extras and goodies you'll get, I guess, if you get the deluxe edition and the like. So there will be a deluxe edition. Alongside that, we have some screenshots that are kind of blurry. They're not the best screenshots, but they do highlight a night and day graphical improvement in fidelity. This is just insane to see. And this right here seems to be the cover art of some kind of like physical edition, maybe, is what I'm hoping for, because this looks dope as hell. And I hope they have some kind of collector's edition, which with like a statue like the Alduin statue that I got here for the Skyrim collector's edition. I'm just a sucker for those things, I guess. But yeah, Cyrodiil right here in full glory with the fidelity just upped to, modern day standards, essentially. You got some Aurora Borealis in the background as well. This looks gorgeous, man. Like I remember all this, but seeing it at this level of fidelity is a bit of a dream come true, so long as they ultimately do release a polished product, I hope the Oblivion remaster isn't as janky as Oblivion was at launch. I know some might argue that was part of the charm, but I think it's time for Bethesda to start proving that they can release technically sound games. And Oblivion Remaster being a polished product would be a huge plus. But yeah, this to me is kind of unbelievable. To me, it's like on the same level as like when they announced that Final Fantasy VII would finally be getting a remake. It's that feeling of like, I can't believe we get to see this classic game with this like new lens. That is gonna it almost feels like Oblivion when you wear glasses for the first time and see the world with, not blurry, and you see it just on full display, sharp and clear, and in all its glory as intended, that kind of a vibe. And I'm curious to see if this will win goodwill for Bethesda. Bethesda right now, I think on a reputation standpoint, they've been at a bit of an unfortunate situation where their last few releases just haven't really hit the mark. Fallout 4, there was mixed reception among Fallout fans. Still like a fun game, but just people found like New Vegas and Fallout 3 to be more compelling overall. Then there's all the controversy surrounding like the rough launch of Fallout 76 and their mobile games that were incredibly greedy. Starfield not quite hitting the mark. So I think this Oblivion remake is a good bridge between Starfield and what's next, which is Elder Scrolls 6. And hopefully that bridge can start to win back some goodwill if they really nail this Oblivion Shadow Drop release remaster that looks to be a dream come true currently for Oblivion fans. Like this is, from what I can see right now, this seems to be basically what you could ask for. Like keep the content that we experience relatively the same, maybe add a few things here and there as an extra, but modernize what desperately needs to be modernized. Because Oblivion, as much as I love that game, it is incredibly obvious that game has aged very poorly, despite how much fun you can still have with it. It is just a janky-ass game requiring a lot of modding to make it stable and to make it just less janky and more modern in the way it's played. So I'm just really thrilled that this was a project Bethesda did start to pursue. And I'll give Bethesda kudos for not nuking the Skyblivion mod project, which is essentially a community-made remake of Oblivion in the Skyrim engine. The fact that that's still up and running and Bethesda is giving them leeway on that front is something that you wouldn't see a lot of other companies do. So I will give Bethesda kudos on that. I just hope that, when the game launches, when it's announced, they don't suddenly nuke Sky Oblivion or something, you know what I mean? And with Bethesda giving Virtuo's games free reign and working with them, they can do things that modders, can't do. And given that, these are professional game developers who are being paid, yeah, they got the resources, the manpower, the time to really make this shine. And so far, it's shining brightly. A lot of people are already really excited about this. I just have to see it in motion. And then, of course, I have to play the final game to make sure that it's not a janky technical mess. But so far, the direction of it is exactly what people want out of it. So fingers crossed that they absolutely nail this, and I'll be checking this out and talking about this with you guys. Hopefully, this will be the thing that will make us kind of be like, okay, maybe it is worth being excited for Elder Scrolls 6, because after Starfield, a lot of people felt really bummed. But Elder Scrolls is Bethesda's bread and butter. That's where they thrive and shine the most. And I think, I don't know, so far this is looking like it's worth being hyped about, but hype can also be dangerous, so I'll be cautiously optimistic on this. But that's my take, folks. I am thrilled that this is real, and just seeing this initial leak, I am thrilled with what they're doing here. It looks gorgeous. It's wild seeing a Cyrodiil in this modern graphics lens. It's genuinely kind of like emotional. Like, it's kind of weird. I wasn't expecting that. I just have such fond memories of this game. It's one of my favorites of all time. So please don't screw this up, Bethesda. Or at the very least, that's one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on the prospect of an Oblivion remake, or remastered as they call it. What you hope they will modernize, and what you hope they'll retain. And what do you think about the screenshots that have leaked thus far? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.